Okay, so let's create plant from what we already look, and we'll just go doing this within nodes. We won't use it after growth. So we have our root already preset. We'll go to geometry and we'll select the trunk segment. Let's connect our root to our trunk segment, and we'll just select it already input 0. We don't need to create new. Notice you can actually add more variables, maybe age and other ones to illustrate, but currently we'll just go very simple. So here's our trunk, and next right here we have our branches, and we don't need necessary stem segments for this, but we want twigs. So we go geometry, let's go create branches, and same things, we'll take our branch and we'll click right there, drag and connect to our branches. And you can see we already have interesting effect. So next we'll go geometry, let's go add twigs to this. Same, we go click, actually let's collapse it, take right here and connect to our twigs, the small ones, and we'll go to create our leaves. Okay, and from leaves we'll go ahead and connect to input 0. So there you go, there's our very basic plant. We want to do it. A couple things, let's go see how we can create it more realistic. First we'll go look in the root, and right here you notice we don't have it age because in health we're not yet connecting them. We could create additional nodes and connect to our age and health when we need it, but for now let's just leave it alone. Let's go to the trunk, and a trunk, for example, we have it our cup and we have it our root flowers. So let's go maybe increase depth a little bit on the roots, pop up a little bit width so it's more in. And you know what, maybe I don't want that swell base, I want a little bit more defined. And you can, let's zoom in and look a little bit closer right here, and you can see right here we have it height. It's how high it will go, so we can go roots very high, but let's drop them actually lower so they're kind of more spreading. Let's actually bring swell a little bit lower so we have a little bit more point, and pop up depth. So right here we have it kind of interesting plant, maybe. Yeah, maybe a little bit less. Just kind of give it a little bit trunk, because remember it will be on the ground, but we'll going up this way. Okay, our length is 10. Just for now, let's modify to 8. And also I will add random 1. So it's anywhere from 7 till 6, and it will be modified when it's created. So we have our minimum length of the plant. 0, it's fine, we can leave it as default. Radius, you notice it's user defined. We can also inherit it, but currently because it's trunk we don't need it. We could also take this radius and on our trunk just a little bit make smaller right there. Okay, also you notice we have our shrinking, so we have it thick, and then we're going thin. So if you don't like it, we can go increase, make more thicker up to top, but I do like when it was nice kind of thinner on the top, so I actually will go more down this way, create even more thinner kind of effect almost. Maybe around this area. Okay, we don't need to worry about kind of parents. Minimum radius, it's a 0, so let's go put it minimum 0.1. And you notice right here, this is our minimum defined right now. So this is maybe too big, 0.01. I don't want to have it all the way 0, but I want to have it some smaller, so this may work for us. Okay, trapezium, we could add a little bit more, so it's kind of going, adjusting a little bit more lay down or effect going, so like right there. And, you know, maybe just set to 0, and let's set randomness to 0.5. So in this case, it will go loud or more straight, depending on this. We don't need double-sided for this because it's just a trunk. Okay, meshing is fine. We did a cup, is what right here on top, and it's properly for this. So it's kind of nice because trunk already have a lot of presets for us. We don't need to worry too much. And root flares, we just play a little bit. You can play a little bit more depending on what plant you have. Some of them trunk maybe go straight in and some spread around. Okay, now influence, we could have a little bit more twiggly branch. For this one, let's do this way. Increase slightly. Okay, let's pop up frequency to 3. So it's how many generators. You can see it's create kind of interesting tree. If we increase trunk, it's may even created old arc or whatever different plant. But let's go back to 1. We don't want too much on this. We just want slightly so it does not go straight trunk. And maybe decrease slightly. Just a little bit natural curving. I curve this. We don't want wind sensitivity on this that much. We can always go and preview. So it seems like trunk properly. And again, nice things when we're using those segments, they already predefine a lot of stuff for us. So for example, you can see how flexibility on the twigs and branches and our trunk, it's kind of almost not affected by wind. So it's we can adjust, but let's leave it as default right here. Materials, we'll leave it as default. Again, we can go and preloaded some materials already, like for example, for the trunk, we can go select and apply the specific material, and you can see our branches already pick up from this. Or we can switch to different, but let's leave it like this for now. Parametric, we can apply, so it's in this case it just stretch and apply to the tree, and I like sometimes a little bit better because it does not see this obvious repetition, but it does have a kind of nicer look. Okay, transform, we already look on some of this, but we don't necessarily need modify plant because with what we modified in our influences, that will affect a little bit of the shape. So I want to leave it like this. Okay, let's go to next materials. We'll look on all of this. We don't need to worry about adding additional base. We don't need a curve or add additional properties to this. Let's go look on the branches, and here's how many branches this we have and how they adjust. So if we're going on the branches, and let's add 8 branches example. Notice right here we have some warning because some positioning may won't apply it because they're too close or some other effect. Just give it to us. We also can modify set per link, so this will fix some of these possible problems. Okay, we'll leave it as soft insert. Again, notice we have 8 plus minus 1, so it can be any of these. We also have it start and end mode. We can pop up plants right there a little bit to higher them. Maybe, even right on top, maybe around here. Okay, so I'll give it a little bit longer trunk. Okay, and we can go all the way up if you need it, but I think 0.9 is kind of fun, except right here we have it start having problem because of the thickness. So we'll bring it a little bit down to keep it. Randomness density, that's fine. Pruning, I think we leave it as a default pruning, so it will remove random branches if you remember this. Plants, right now it's orthogonal, and you can see one go right here. Other place we can have it alternative also, that will alternate the plant, but let's go with original orthogonal. Okay, blending, it is right this area how it's blend with and we can actually reduce a little bit of this white a bit down maybe, because I did not necessarily like how it's going, maybe even 3, a bit less. And let's reduce our lower white as well, so they don't have that big distortion. And move away a little bit lower. Okay, so let's blend with materials, pop up a little bit better, so we have it a little bit nicer, this area. Okay, influence, shrink, and blending. So we could actually a little bit shrink more on diameter influence. It will make it more natural. However, in some plants, you want increase. For example, if we have a bigger plant with a small branch kind of going, maybe ivy or some other ones, we probably want this increasing. So let's go a little bit down this way. Now we have an orientation. And notice right here, we have an angle 30. So we can create this angle a little bit more up or spread. However, what I want to do is also add additional rotation to this. But not just to the point, we'll go add to the randomness effect. So it will rotate this way. Okay, and as well, we have a roll. And you can see what the roll does. It's kind of roll around. Okay, on a roll, let's go have it 0 and add maybe about 15 on the randomness. So you can see it's add slightly randomness on our plant. Okay, if you need it, we can go all the way to 35. Just add even more on the roll effect. Again, this is all straight. They're not yet kind of rolling around. Okay. And the same, we can add a little bit more with a coil and a 25. Let's put 0 right here. So we're going plus minus 25. And we can actually maybe going even 50 to adjustments. Again, this is all just a randomness. And sometimes randomness, it's easy when you add when it's flat, so you can see what influence will be affecting. So on a horizontal, we can adjust how much they're going against the horizontal rotation on this, and as well roll effect. So now we can go inside from the top and just maybe adjusting roll, and let's go instead 90 degrees, maybe put 0.75 and right here 0.75 as well. So we'll just add randomness to this. Okay, and maybe pop up them a little bit up. And rotation. And let's just play a little bit more with the angle. Run this way. Okay, we also probably want to increase amount how many numbers I wanted, so I'm going to pop up to 16. Okay, we still have some right there problems will affect. We'll address them a little bit later, but you can see it is look a little bit more interesting plant. So let's continue in next tutorial for this.